Haven't went live for a minute. See if anybody pop in the room. Let me give it a second or two. Got some breaking news. Breaking news. I'm gonna start in 1 minute. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. The title of this live video is "The CBC is Useless." And if you don't know what the CBC is, it's the Congressional Black Caucus. They are useless. We don't need them. They just sit up there. Shout out to the one person who popped in the room. I ain't went live in a minute, so I appreciate somebody popping in the room. But these folk, man, Sheila Jackson Lee, I mean all of them. You know what I'm saying? The one guy from South Carolina, I can't think of his name right now. But all them Congressional Black Caucus so-called leaders are puppets. So the breaking news I got to tell y'all, if y'all don't already know, Joe Biden signed a bill or signed legislation that gave Juneteenth a national federal holiday. But they couldn't even pass an anti-lynching law that's been sitting on the desk and collecting dust forever. They couldn't pass the George Floyd, which is that act is janky as hell too, but they couldn't even pass the George Floyd Police Reform Act. But you telling me y'all lames and got together and push for the Juneteenth to be a federal holiday? Something we won't be getting paid for? Something banks won't be open, we won't be able to operate and do business? What benefit we get out of that? As black people, what benefit do we get out of them passing the Juneteenth law and making it a federal law? What do we get out of that? What tangibles we get out of that? What law protects us from the police killing us? Does the Juneteenth federal law protect us from the police killing us? Does that get rid of qualified immunity so we can start prosecuting directly and suing these police directly, these police unions directly? Like, tell me how Juneteenth law, federal law, benefits black people. I really want to know. Because I'm seeing niggas celebrating, but they know that a lot of us want to be liked by white people so bad. Juneteenth been around since slavery ended. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing all these niggas, oh man, let's celebrate Juneteenth and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And what y'all don't know is, remember, June is LGBT Pride Month. See? So look for the LGBT flag, which I believe is already on the Juneteenth fist flag. You got the rainbow colors. It's going to be co-opted and steered into what they wanted to steer it into. So we're not even going to benefit from that holiday just on some symbolism shit. We got to get off this symbolism shit and start getting into substance. Period. Period. Point blank, period. Skip all the symbolism, man. I don't care. Is it cool? Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just another day off, like I said, that I won't get paid for, that I can't go to the bank and do my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Is it cool? Yeah, it's all right, but it doesn't benefit black people as a whole. Black people still being murdered by the police left and right. We still don't have reparations. They owe us. I don't care how y'all cut it, how they say it. Like white folk, well, you got affirmative action. You got to, no, cut the check. Y'all owe us our cheese. Period. I'm tired of the symbolism shit, dog. And I hope a lot of y'all black folk is tired of it too. I hope y'all can see through the matrix. I hope y'all can see through the fact that these people are playing off our emotions. We are downtrodden people. We was once a prominent, prideful people. But they didn't beat us down so much. They didn't play so much chess with us. So much games with us, man. Where we feel like we mud. That's why we always trying to buy all the expensive clothes and expensive cars and expensive houses and watches and jewelry. That's why we do what we do. Because we feel like, okay, if I get this $50 million, like, no disrespect to Mayweather, but if I get this 50, they don't even make one of these. If I get this $50 million, whatever name watch, I'm the shit. When you can take 50 million, pour it into the black community, build up the community, and just keep flipping it and turn the 50 million into like 1 trillion or 100 million or whatever. But instead, we want to be seen and liked, and we got to get off of that, man. Like, our mindsets is so fucked up. And then people like me and others who on the internet, or people who speak at family functions, or, folk that's, this woke shit then got so mainstream. I don't even want to say woke, but people who been on it, man. Folk who been seeing what been going on. We been saying this, man. Like, they playing us. Like, y'all can't see they playing us? Joe Biden up there smiling, handing pens and shit. Because they signed, and niggas geek because they signed a law to recognize Juneteenth. Like, that's nothing to be happy about. Breonna Taylor still has no justice. Sandra Bland still has no justice. George Floyd still has no justice. The recent black men who've been murdered still have no justice. Do y'all understand, like, what's going on? Then in our community, we need money. We need resources. Right now in my city of Lansing, so many young black boys is being murdered. Just in the last week, 3 or 4 murders then occurred. That's not Detroit. That's not including Philly and Chicago and all the major metropolitan cities around the United States that's populated by black people. It's on fire. You know why? Because we don't have no resources. Other groups, Asians, gays, Jews, you know what they get? They get protection, laws to protect them, and they get resources, money. They don't go for that symbolism shit. They want their cheese and they want to be protected. Why? When we want cheese, we want laws to protect us, they throw us with this bullshit. Then you got niggas celebrating like it's a win. It's not a win. Is it a step in the right direction? I would say yes, but they playing us. You gotta understand what politics is all about. It's like smoke and mirrors. It's like Hollywood. If it's like, matter of fact, politics is like if you worked at McDonald's, but you ate at McDonald's all your life and you never knew how they made this shit. Or you worked at Taco Bell you know what I'm saying? You ate at Taco Bell your whole life, but then you start working there. Or your kids start working and they tell you, Hey, ma, hey, dad, instead of meat, they got a bag that they shake up and put in warm water, and that's how they turn into the meat. If you knew how they made this shit and how they was preparing it and giving it to us, you 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't eat the shit. That's what politics is, man. They playing us. They shaking up some bullshit. Got the little skinny, grinning ass Congressional Black Caucus. Got niggas. They got black face, but they got European minds. They not for us. They for them. Then they for the white folk. They for the puppets. They the puppets. The white folk is the puppeteers. Like, when is we gonna really see through what the fuck they doing? Don't get it wrong. I'm seeing some brothers and sisters saying what I'm saying and seeing what I'm seeing. And that's a good thing. Because we need to understand that they playing us right now. The Asians lobbied for an anti-Asian crime bill for less than a year. They got all these fake ass attacks, and that's what I'm gonna keep it a buck. They was fake ass attacks. If you look at the camera, like, what niggas stealing on people in broad daylight to get caught? What niggas doing that? Niggas is trying to do shit to get away with shit. Niggas ain't trying to go to jail. Like, that's, if you a nigga, you know what I'm saying, if you a black person, you already know black people is not, I'm in the hood. I grew up in the hood, been in the hood. When niggas do shit, they not trying to get caught. When niggas sell dope, they ain't trying to sell dope right in front of a camera. When niggas shoot, they ain't trying to shoot in front of a camera. When niggas steal on somebody or get into a fight, they ain't trying to do all that. If they happen to get caught on the camera, that's different. But they not purposely, they not purposely, you know what I'm saying, trying to be on camera. Like, look, I'm gonna hit him from this angle because the camera go. Come on, man, that shit was orchestrated. And now, if you notice, since the bill got passed, have you heard of any Asian attacks since that bill been passed? All of a sudden, all the Asian attacks then stopped, they then ceased. But bottom line is, them folk lobbied for less than a year and got a bill and tangibles. They got money. They got a law to protect them, and they got money. We've been crying, begging, marching, pleading, all kind of shit. We still ain't got nothing. Then they hand us this whole ass Juneteenth recognized bill in the month of Pride. So you already know that the white LGBT is gonna co-opt, like I said. So next thing you know, it's gonna be Juneteenth / Pride Month, because the white folk then made it a federal holiday. So you know the gay folk they gonna use niggas. They're gonna use our own people. We love our gay brothers and sisters, and don't let them poison y'all mind with that bullshit. They're like, we run around here hating on, man. Everybody in the black community and black family got a gay uncle or gay cousin that we love and we'll bust your head about. So don't even fall for that whole ass shit, man. But they're gonna use our own gay brothers and sisters, preferably the sisters, because most of them are feminists and they already angry about black men because either their daddy wasn't in their life or they've been molested by a cousin or an uncle or even their own daddy. So they're going to take that pain and use that, and then they're going to put them in the front, and then that's how it's going to turn into Juneteenth / Pride Month. So we're not even going to be able to we're not even going to be able to have that as our own holiday after this shit. So we got to get off that. We got to get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. We got to get rid of the NAACP. We got to get rid of every fucking group, leader, church leader. We got to denounce them ASAP. Period. Them folk ain't doing nothing but lying in their pockets. When you see the first black mayor, the first black female, the first black this, you run the other way. Run the other way, because them folk is going to shovel you some bullshit. Look at the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottom Lance. What did she do? All she doing this shit is for who? The LGBT. What is she doing for the people of Atlanta? Other than talking greasy and talking crazy to niggas. Same thing with Mary, whatever the Lightfoot lady, Lori Lightfoot in Chicago, the mayor of Chicago. Who she represents, who she doing shit for? The LGBT. What is she doing for the black folk in Chicago? Chicago is on fire. Murder after murder. And you get up there talking about some LGBT bullshit or some immigrant bullshit? But your own constituents, your own people in your own city dying left and right? You can't get no programs for these little boys? No resources? No jobs? What you expect these little niggas to do? I'm not saying it's right for these little young niggas to go around here killing each other or robbing or stealing and all that. But if they don't have nothing, they don't have no self-esteem, they daddy ain't around. And how can I say this? Like, it's a video on YouTube, man, where a guy from Chicago who used to be in the gang said he witnessed guns being dropped off in the alley by them people, man. Because these guns, I call them cartoon guns. I told my wife, I call them cartoon guns. These guns look fake. That's how big these shits is. With all these extra extended clips and, I mean, they got some Rambo shit out here, man. And you telling me these little young niggas is buying that? Where's they buying it from? If they stealing it, where they stealing it from? See, we got to start thinking critical, man. Start thinking, like, take the emotions out the shit, man, and start thinking like, man, these people playing us, man. They setting our little young boys up. They setting, and then this the other thing that y'all got to peep too. When they tear down the men, the black men in the community, you ever heard of the saying, they let the fox in the hen house? So when y'all see all these little young girls getting snatched up, think about it. When you have no men, or the men that's left is fucked up, the fox is in the hen house, who gonna protect the hens, man? Who gonna protect them? That's why we gotta rebuild our black men, our young black boys. We gotta build them up, man. It's serious, y'all. It's serious. So we don't have time to be playing. We don't have time for symbolism. We don't have time for that, man. So I denounce the Congressional Black Caucus. All of them, from the top to the bottom, I denounce them. They no good. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, every black leader from top to bottom, I denounce. If they not trying to get reparations, if they not trying to get a Pacific law, not some shit that's going to include everybody else, then I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear shit about nothing. If it's not benefiting us directly, the money or the law, I don't want to hear it. Because the Asians got money and they got a law specifically for them. Jews got the money and a law specifically for them. The gays got a law and the money specifically for them. So black people, we need our shit specifically. We don't need to attach no Mexicans, that black and brown court, that bullshit. None of that. We need directly for us. And if it ain't for us, then I ain't fucking with it, man. So that's my thoughts on it. That's how I feel about the Juneteenth. I've been celebrating it. I've been recognizing it. I don't need no white man to tell me, okay, now it's a holiday and you can recognize it. I've been recognizing it. I know what it's about. So that's my thoughts on it, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.